What's up, everybody? Beastman45 Games here, and today I will be talking about the best games that I've played in 2022. I haven't played a lot of the newest games that released due to some not being appealing to me, or I was just too broke to buy it, didn't have enough money, or just wasn't interested. So I've spent most of the year catching up on completing games from previous years, and completing games, like with getting trophies and beating games that it took me a while to beat and then finally finishing them. That said, let's get to the video. Metal Hellsinger. I was very excited to play this game because it mixes music and shooting, but you have to fight to the rhythm of the game's music. I enjoy rhythm games a lot, and it was very fun to be slashing my way to the enemies and basically a Doom-like clone from the Doom 2016 game, but shooting to the music, like hack and slash, but to the beat of the music and shit. If only Doom was like that, that'd be pretty cool. Or if it had like a feature like that, that'd be cool. But no worries, because Metal Hellsinger is just like that. It has addicting gameplay to get a high score and to test yourself in the challenge modes, and also trying to get that amazing synchronized feeling of playing exactly to the music while you're slashing enemies, cutting probably their limbs off or stuff with the sword, or shooting them with the shotgun or dual pistols, getting explosions with the crossbows, and a whole lot of fun. But with that said, of trying to play exactly to the beat of the music, the developers have updated that you can play without necessarily playing to the rhythm of the music, so you can just play it like a regular Doom game, how some people would prefer it. But in my opinion, I think this game is just perfect the way it is, except some flaws that I'll get into. And they've also added, apparently I've heard that you can choose your own song. Like, you can choose a song within the game that you can play to the rhythm to, which I haven't seen that yet, but I'll have to check it out next time I play it. And they've also added weapon skins to collect in the stage levels, and I've only found like one, so there's probably like a whole lot more that I'll have to go back and play. Now, the only complaints that I had was that it's a really short game. Depending on how good you are, it could be like really, really short. I probably about like 5 to 6 hours maybe. But if you're not that good, it might take you like 7, 8 hours, maybe 10 at the maximum. And also, it's not too short. The bonuses from the challenges, which are called relics, that you can actually equip up to 2 of them, that give you special bonuses to like buff your damage when you get like when you land a beat on an enemy, it'll do more damage, which it does that anyway, except it'll do even more damage. And having your combo counter for the rhythm, like stay up for longer, but it's not that helpful unless you're really good at the game, because I didn't have no impact on it. I was about average on the game, and then I started getting better and better. But it's a game that you really have to be focused on and more precise, and you have to keep on playing it in order to like perfect at it. Because when I haven't played it in a while, I play like complete trash. So very casual, but I do love my music games like Avicii and Vector, Cadence of Hyrule, Taiko no Tatsujin, and the Guitar Hero games and all that other stuff. I just like music games. Also, the bosses are really the same except for the very end of the game, which is actually a really different boss, which is actually the main boss of the story that you have to go to. But yeah, all the bosses are usually the same. They look exactly the same, except they just have, it's a different area and they do different attacks, except for the very last boss, and that's about it. And all the enemies they're just recycled after each stage, and there's only like probably two or three new enemies that you'll recognize, or that will show up in like probably the third Yeah, I think it's the third or fourth stage. Like, I think it's when you get your crossbow. But yeah. But with that set aside, overall, I really highly recommend playing this game if you're fans of metal music, Doom, or just rhythm games in general. So please, just for me, if you like music games or Doom or music games in general, they turned off the ability to play without shooting to the beat of the music. So you got that going out for you. You got metal music. You got like Serge Tankian from System of a Down in there, even though he's like at the very end of the stage or whatever. It's just the music. Please go play this game. It's like really fun, and this is one of the games that really stuck out to me, as though these other games that I'm about to in this list. Next one, Dodgeball Academia. This was actually a big surprise hit for me. Surprise indie game. That's actually a sports game, or based on a sport. And I really don't like playing sports games unless they're like really arcadey and have like special abilities and powers and stuff. I guess you could say kind of like Hero Overwatch type of gameplay, but like sports style. Which I used to play like the NFL and NBA Street and all those games. I like those from like EA Big. And then I stopped after that. I used to play like Madden 2003 or 5 with my cousin on the original Xbox, and that was pretty fun. I know it had like a great soundtrack, but that's about it. And that was like the last I've played of any sports games, except Mario Strikers Battle League, which I didn't like that much because I don't understand the whole soccer mechanic of having to control multiple players. That shit just gets confusing and stuff. So Dodgeball Academia was really simple and fun. It can be challenging, and it's also an RPG, a role-playing game, which has like some Paper Mario elements due to the writing. It can be very humorous and very self-aware, like fourth wall breaking. They talk about anime a lot in like mangas and stuff. Basically the whole premise of the game is that you're enrolled into a dodgeball school or dodgeball academy that has a powerful dodgeball statue that gives students and teachers special abilities. And it's up to you and your friends to be the best of the dodgeball school tournament. The game has no voice acting, so I had to improve and make my own voices for each character that was talking in the game, which was like tons of characters, and I had trouble keeping up with all the different voices. So if you looked at my streams, if you were there, you could tell I was making different voices for the same characters I was talking with. But I had my own fun. I had to do my own improvisation and make my own fun. The game is still fun. It's just that I usually think most voice acting. I mean, most games should have voice acting at least, but oh well, it was still fun. I had a really entertaining time with that. This game is highly underrated. It's only like I think $25 on the eShop for Nintendo and everywhere else. I got it physically from Amazon. It was only for like $26 and came out to like $30. So it has a physical version. It's got like a little art book. It shows you all the characters and the instructions, and a little code on the back so you can apparently play as like the main character's dog, which is weird. It's a very highly underrated indie game, sports indie game, and should have received a lot more attention. And if you're not a fan of, you don't have to be a fan of sports games to enjoy it, because it's just a great old school RPG, and it plays like an anime show. Like, it goes by episodes. There's like 8 episodes in all, so depending on how good you are at the game, you could beat it fast. And there's also like little shops and stuff, so you can buy like equipment to like boost your character. I think you can have up to maybe 4 party members on your team. But the thing is about that you can only control one. You can only control one character. And like, no matter what you do, your teammates will actually copy you. So, like, if you try and catch a ball, then your teammates will also try and catch the ball at the exact same time. But yeah, this game's just crazy, a lot of fun, very self-aware, like fourth wall breaking, a lot of heavily anime inspired, which what they talk about a lot. So yeah, just go check this damn game out. It's really fun. I haven't heard of anything about it. I think it's from like a Switch Up is where I first heard about it. And I haven't played Sports Story or Golf Story, so Dodgeball Academia is like the only first actual sports game that I've played in a long, long time. So it is well worth it. So please go and check this game out. Alright, next game is what I got for Christmas, actually, 2022. But it came out in 2017. But the Nintendo Switch port came out in October of 2022. So I think this should count because it is Nier Automata. I just finished the game, and you have to beat it like at least five times to get the full story, because once you beat like your first playthrough, the story just continues on. You have to play like multiple characters, and in one of them you can like one of the chapters you can actually swap out characters. Like you can choose who you want to play as, and it'll still affect the story because there's like four or five main different endings to the whole story. Like each character has their own story ending. But I looked online and it said that there's 26 endings, which are mainly like secret endings. Some endings are like if you just accidentally die at the beginning of the game, like beginning of a level or a stage, it'll count that as an ending because like the credits will roll like really fast and stuff. Or if you like mess up on like a mission, it'll say like go to this point here, or the whole world will be all blown up or something, and if you go the wrong way, then it'll just end. So I thought that was pretty funny. And yeah, I think those should be the only endings. They're called joke endings, which I think those are a joke ending. So like there's the main endings which that are like 5, and then the joke endings, which I think there's maybe 3 of them throughout each character, maybe more. Then there's secret endings, which I haven't found yet. But anyway, it's an action adventure game with some RPG elements, and it actually switches genres with you because it's also a shoot 'em up game. Because you pilot like a mech, that like some type of mech jet, and just go around shooting robots and stuff. And in some parts, the camera will change perspectives. It'll go from like a 2D game, like a Metroidvania. It'll go from like a top-down isometric game, like Diablo or Torchlight or something like that, like very top-down, heavy, or like that Black Ops mini games, the Dead Ops or something like that, where it'll go like into a top-down perspective. But yeah, it's still fun. It's also like a bullet hell with some stages, so like you have to avoid a lot of bullets coming at you and stuff. So yeah, it's just really fun and very unique. The game has a lot of meaning than what it tells you, than what it lets on for you to believe, because you're playing as like an android, a sentient android. There's like 3 different androids, and the whole like human civilization, they've gone to Earth, but I mean, wait, no. They've gone to the moon. Like, they went from the Earth into the moon. And then there's these androids. They're called Yorha. And there's, like, 2 models. 2B and 9S. Which is, 9S is actually scanners. So, 2B are the assault androids, which they're, like, female versions. And 9S, they're scanner androids, and they're like male versions of an android. So yeah. So 2B is more action heavy with the whole hack and slash, and having dual weapons. You can change and upgrade weapons. equip a lot. Equip 2 weapons. You can buy and upgrade weapons. And 9S is more of the like he has a sword, but he just throws it. He just throws it around, and you can equip only like one weapon. But your secondary attack is a hacking ability, which that plays out like a really old school arcade shoot 'em up game. You have to like go around and like shooting circles and blocks and stuff, and then once you shoot the circle, then that'll count as a hack. It'll do like hack complete, and then it'll take a portion of that enemy's health. And sometimes you can actually control the robot if they're like weak enough, or at some points you can actually control them. And there's also also has a online functionality. So like whenever you're if someone plays online and then you find their body that they've died, you can actually help them. Apparently praying for them or something like that. Leave them a helpful message, or you can just take their stuff. And you can also have them fight by your side. I never really used that. The only time I used any help thing was when I was 9S and I hacked a robot to help me out, and that was about it. But yeah, this game is very apocalyptic because there's like not really any human civilization around because they're all on the moon. The desolate world of Apocalypse with no human civilization left besides the androids and the rustic metal machinery of the robots still make the grim world feel alive with its characters and their beliefs on their meaning of what life is to them. The gameplay is of course great with stylish combat that switches from hack and slash to shoot 'em up and RPG elements to improve your combat, weapons, and character. The music is also very excellent and it matches like each environment. It really blends in very well. I haven't really played a game with this much deep of storytelling that will make you think about life in general. So please play this unique and precious game. It's got like, apparently I saw on the cover it's got like multiple awards and stuff. So yeah, it's a game that will really make you think of like how precious life can be. Next game, Elden Ring. This game actually made me want to explore more of the Dark Souls universe even more, although I've played Dark Souls 2, 3, Bloodborne, and Sekiro, which actually played Sekiro after I played Elden Ring, because I think I got Sekiro after Elden Ring, because I played Sekiro over the summer, and then I bought Elden Ring before, so yeah. And I haven't even finished Sekiro yet.
Yeah,
I'm on,
well, I guess.
still on 2 bosses, the main boss, last boss, Ishin, and the sculptor, like fire demon boss. Oh, he is annoying. I still have yet to beat that damn game. It's fun though. I like the Japanese aesthetic, and it has like RPG elements. Like, I think the open world concept of Elden Ring makes a lot of sense because there's like lots of secrets and enemies and dungeons and collectibles and new weapons and new weapon arts and magical spells I can cast and stuff. It's better than like all the generic bland open world games that I've played that just have like no life at all whatsoever. And with the repetitive filler and doing the same thing over and over again, this game just feels more organic and more alive in a sense, even though everything is out to kill you and everything is pretty much dead, even though there's a whole hub world and like the sky and a whole completely different civilization. I mean, whole different hub area just away from the general overall world. It's like a Knights of the Round Table type of thing, and there's like different people to talk to and help out. There's also other people to help out along the different areas that you can find and do quests and stuff. But it's not very handholdy like other games like Ubisoft and Square Enix, which I don't even think Square Enix has done really much open world games except Final Fantasy 15. maybe more. I don't know. It just doesn't hold your hand. You have to find out everything on your own, which is actually good. It lets you explore, basically. It's like Dark Souls but Skyrim, basically. It's just a lot harder. Anyway, I played this with my cousin, Solby Games, and it's actually what got him more interested into the Dark Souls, Soulsborne type of genre. Because after Elden Ring, actually, yeah, he went back and he played the original Dark Souls, and he played Dark Souls 2. I think he beat both of those, maybe Dark Souls 2 only. And we only played a little bit of Dark Souls 3, and then he might have been busy or something. And then later on, he got a PS5 and he got Demon Souls. So yeah, I know he beat that. So I told him that's like one of the easiest Souls games. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun playing together on and off streams. We did stream together playing this game. I actually posted a YouTube video on it. Beastman and Soul plays Elden Ring, and he was like fucking overpowered as shit. He gave me some runes, Lord runes. That should be what they're called. So I boosted my level up a bit to like level 200, not like all the way maxed or anything. I still want a challenge, even though there is plenty of challenge to be had. He's died also. He got the game like right on release day, and I got it probably a few weeks after. That's how he boosted me up a bit. So he played a lot more than me with other people, because he usually doesn't like playing hard games, like Dark Souls games in general, or hard games or whatever, alone. So he likes to seek help from other people, so he doesn't have to face the challenge alone, which I understand that. But for me, I like to take my time with some games, especially if it's new. But I was familiar with the Dark Souls games anyway, so I played with him. So I knew what I was going into. So he's basically like Goku and shit, doing the blue beam thing. I don't know what it's called. I just know from the video that I just did, some type of magical spell. It looks like Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z. Instead of like dark blue. But I'll admit, he did carry my butt in some situations, and we had to find other people to help us, because the bosses, as you know, in Dark Souls, they just get harder and a lot harder. So, gotta group up with the squad instead of more than 2 people. So, yeah. But we did manage to beat the game. I think he beat it before me, of course. I think he's like on his 6th or 7th playthrough, and I'm still on my first playthrough. I still beat the game, of course. I'm just exploring a little bit. Overall, this game deserved. It actually really did deserve Game of the Year, with all the good combat, exploration, secrets, and playing with friends with a lot of challenge. And also, it was out much longer than like God of War Ragnarok, which was only out a month after the Game Awards. So there should be like no complaining or moaning or anything, because Elden Ring actually changed the way new people can experience Dark Souls, like into that universe. It got people talking. It got like multiple hot takes and people that don't understand whole Dark Souls games and all that other stuff. So it got a lot of people talking. So yeah, yeah. It also, this game is a little bit easier. It's more accessible to people that haven't played a Dark Souls games before. Also, it's open road, and you have like weapon arts, you got magic, you can play with other people, so it's more accessible. You can like cheese your way through bosses and stuff with the whole weapon arts, like the blood arts with the katana. Just do like a blood slash, like back and forth or whatever, and it can be really overpowered in the right hands with enough skill. Yeah, so it deserved Game of the Year. I mean, come on. There should be no complaining, but that's up to me. That's my opinion. I think it deserved Game of the Year for the Keeley Awards. Alright, so on to the next game, Bayonetta 3. I was really excited when Bayonetta 3 was announced because I really enjoyed the other games, Bayonetta 1 and 2, even though I got my ass handed to me because in the original one, I fought those Pride and Glory. It's like the fire and the storm demons. I don't know why, but it was just hard for me to do witch time with them. I don't know why, but I just kept getting my ass handed to me over and over and over again with them. And so I'll just keep getting stone rewards each time. Stone after stone after stone. Being like Enzo, just tumbling all around like he does when he spins. But I did like the second game much better. I did like Bayonetta 2 a bit better. It kind of had like some type of Norse mythology within it, with the whole Niflheim. I think I'm saying that wrong. Because, yeah, I don't know. I forgot already. I know I enjoyed the demon sections. Like when you fought in hell in the afterlife, trying to save Jean. And then the intro, where you're fighting on a giant plane while she just tore off her like a wedding dress or something. Which I doubt it was a wedding dress. I think that was in Bayonetta 3. But yeah, Bayonetta 3, whatever. That was Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 3 is actually easier than the other games by a lot. Because, you know, I get my ass kicked, and the other games kicking stun rewards. Yeah. This game you can get platinum combos a lot easier because you can actually spam the same move like over and over again. Like when you get the yo-yos from like the spider demon, you get the yo-yos and shit. Just twirl them around, do some little bit of combos, and do some shooting, and use your demon slave ability. Just like have Bayonetta dancing and shit with her hair all up, and she's just hair all like in the air, just like waving and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, she's just like dancing all nakedly and stuff, and while controlling your demons. And yeah, but that's only when you're using your demons. But you can also use them like with your combos, which make things a lot easier depending on the demon that you're using. But anyway, yeah. Control multiple demons to help with combat and puzzle solving. Oh my god, this story. I know Bayonetta 3 isn't really... Bayonetta in general isn't really all about story, but I thought the first two were actually pretty good. But Bayonetta 3, it just goes balls out insane. Introducing like some type of multiverse, having to deal with meeting like multiple Bayonettas, and it's like very predictable and repetitive. And some gameplay changes that make no sense, especially with Jean. She's in like some 2D elevator action game, which that made no sense at all because in the original games, you can play her just like Bayonetta, except all her moves are like with like a moth and a lynx and a fox and stuff like that. All Bayonetta's all like cat-like and the birds and Madame Butterfly and stuff like that. I don't know why they did Jean like that. That was pretty stupid. Combat's best part, despite how easy it can be to platinum stages, except the new character, Viola, which is actually voiced by, I think her name is Brisbane, like Brizzy Voices, a famous YouTube channel. She does a lot of voice acting, so lucky to her, she got to voice a character in a video game. It's Viola. She is like a punk rock girl, very clumsy. Into punk rock. That's like the only thing I liked about her, is that she's into punk rock. That's about it. But I do not like her gameplay. It just doesn't fit with the game at all. You have to, in order to do like witch time, which for her is probably like something different, but you have to be more precise. She has a more precise basic combat style with having a parry system that will enter witch time, and only two weapons, which is like a sword and you throw like explodable kunais that can explode, and you also have just one demon that you can control, which is Cheshire. Overall, Bayonetta 3 is just a great, fun action game that's catered towards new Bayonetta players, and some old players might not like it due to the lack of combos or difficulty. But I enjoyed my time with it, playing multiple times, and gameplay-wise, it's one of my favorite Bayonetta games. Just gameplay-wise, the combat. Except with Viola. She is really hard to master and all that other shit, because she's just totally different from Bayonetta. It just completely breaks the whole Bayonetta immersion for me. But I'll have to improve. But yeah, Bayonetta 3 is just one of my favorite games. The next one, which is actually the last game of the year that I played, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Because basically it's just an extra choice for nostalgia reasons, playing TMNT arcade with my younger brother, which we played on his birthday. Is that like a local arcade shop, like Arcade 92 or something like that? And we had a good time playing it. And we were shopping, and it was one where you had to actually pay to play. But yeah. But anyway, it was still fun. And so, I thought it'd be a great idea to buy Shredder's Revenge, and I bought that. And you know what? Me and my brother had a great time with it. And we even streamed it together. So he streamed with me. Wait, no. Yeah, he streamed with me for the very first time. Because he's never hasn't really been into video games that much. So, yeah, just play with him. Spend some fun time beating up ninjas and shit. Just laughing together, talking about Waterboy and talking about other stuff. Just laughing and having a good time. It's just a great time. Even though me and him kept on dying a lot, we beat some ass, bickered at each other at who got the highest score, and all that shit. But yeah, it's a great game. Especially when we beat the bosses together. We're both excited, saying hell yeah and F him, screw that boss and all that stuff. So yeah, it's something special about beating up ninjas, beating up bad guys as a Ninja Turtle with your younger brother. Well, that was my last game. So, that was my top played games for 2022 that I really enjoyed, and the games that actually stood out to me the most. Because of all the other games, all the new releases, I was just too broke. All the indie games were much cheaper. I was getting some sales on some indie games. Some of them were good, like Hellsinger, Dodgeball Academia, some other games, some niche ones, like Death's Door, Tunic. I played those. Those were great games, but I haven't beaten them yet. So I only included the list of games that I have beaten, or at least played most of throughout. So what were your favorite games of 2022? And have you played the games that are on my list in this video before? Let me know your thoughts down below. And how was your 22? How was your year of 2022? Was it good? Bad? Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And share. So yeah, hope you all have a great day, and peace out.